After this long wait, we are going to start with game one. Yeah, so diving right into game one, we have Jerimuno playing his Spain versus Melancola's Lakota. Jerry in the color blue popping in the north of the map, quickly getting a 50 coin treasure. He is starting with the 200 wood crates. Let's see what he does with it. We go for a trading post. What about Meloncola? Meloncola starting as a Sioux in the south of the map. Remember, Sioux does not need population. Instead, opting to go for the TP with the starting wood. This, I think, yep, provides a gathering rate boost to nearby villagers. That's pretty good. Look at this hero gliding through the map. 8 speed. Will be able to, get some good treasures in. Let's have a quick look at Jerry. Jerry actually electing to go for the market this game and not a trading post. Exploring with his starting war dog, which is Spain's kind of a small bonus for Spain. Scouting this delicious kiwi fruit treasure worth 100 food. How expensive can kiwis be being guarded by two lions and fetching you 100 food? Let's have a quick look at Melanchola. Ooh, nice kill. This hero has, a spread area damage, so it quickly kills, weak treasure guardians. So Melanchola also going for a market start with hunting dogs and getting that treasure to help his macro a bit. Jerry also went for the hunting dogs and has already has a shipment. That's the Spanish Civ bonus for you. The XP curve is insane. Look at this. Lakota just sending his three villagers, while Spain's three villagers have already come in with a similar start. That's always fun to see. Let's have a quick look at their decks. 1v1 land deck by Jerry, pretty standard, has three wills, capitalism, has most of the H3 cards. One thing to note here is he does have both Spanish Gold and the Marvelous here, and 1k wood, so he has the potential to go for a more eco heavy or a mid to 8 late H3 play also. Oh, Melancholy almost stealing that treasure, but Jerry being on top of it. We can already see how this, just 50 wood TP is helping. Look at 1.01 food per second for the Lakota villagers compared to Jerry's, zero point 0.92 food per second. So that TP is pretty strong, pretty strong. Uh, I'm not, I've never played Lakota too much, but I think this is a pretty standard deck. You have the Great Hunter, you have the Cav attack, you have the Dog Soldiers. Does not have the Clubmen in H2, but I think this matchup should go into a H3. Has most of the H3 cards, which I think Lakota usually goes for. So good to see. We'll quickly see his macro here, putting wills on wood. Probably going to build a trading post in transition, making a tribal marketplace which you need to gather coin for the war chief civs. Let's have a look at Jerry. Jerry's macro. Jerry could potentially go for an H2 play also, but the meta and the classic Spain strategy has always been to go for the FF. So we'll see what he likes to do here. Aging up with the governor, pretty standard, 200 coin and a tower. Jerry chopping wood, probably for the trading post. We'll see if he'll switch his wills back to food and coin. Yep, he does. This macro signals to me a classic Spanish FF coming in. Oh, Melancola scouting this, but I don't think he'll be able to kill the hero at all. Was Okay. Oh, so this is quite good for Jerry. So he actually denied Melancola this trading post, and Melancola has to walk all the way from here to here, wasting like 30 seconds to build this trading post, and potentially, even missing out an XP pass from the trade cart, which can, these little things do matter a lot. So he could potentially miss the trading post pass from this rickshaw here. We'll keep an eye out for that also. So where is Cherry placing the forward tower? Melancola aging up with the wood crates and sending 700 coin. Also seems to me like an FF build, but we'll keep a close watch. Tower going in base, I think that's a wise decision as versus Lakota. Pardon me, being an old school player, I always Just have to say Sioux. Still not used to Lakota. But yeah. Ooh, we have a little bit of a deviation in the classic FF build from Jerry. He's electing to follow 700 coin with 5 wills instead of 700 wood. I think that's pretty smart. Uh, Maybe he thinks he does not need the infrastructure that quickly, and 5 wills coming in faster will help with his eco a bit. What about Melancola? What is he doing with all the wood? So he has scouted that the Spanish tower is in base, so no aggressor FF that he has to be very scared of. Uh, he has also only sent one card, has 400 wood in his kitty. What is he going to do with a war hut in base? Looks like. What about Jerry? Jerry aging up with the bishop. Hmm. Uh, is the bishop the town center wagon age up? Hmm. The ball's on Jerry. Not even going 700 wood. Okay, now he's going for 700 wood. But just imagine a, 5 axe or a 9 axe raid here. Could just idle him so much right now. And he's not even aging with the scout, which is the 4 hussars. But this could pay off big time. We'll see. Melancola getting fur dressing. Not very sure what's that about. Pardon my game knowledge, guys. But I hope the sound is better this time around. So respectably, actually a pretty fast age of timing, 6 minutes 30, and starting with a 1k wood. Interesting. Any Lakota mains in the chat? What does Lakota use the 1k wood for typically? Because they don't need any housing. I think he needs a stable, maybe a trading post, maybe a second town center. Uh, we'll see what happens. Jerry with a pretty standard, I think 720 age up with Spain, building a racks in base, getting most of his market techs in. No steel traps, yeah, getting steel traps just now. Not even making any dogs or musketeers. Ooh, a raid could have been actually scary here. Yeah, aging of the town center. Will Melancola scout this? Where is Melancola going? So he actually sent his Akina rifles forward. Uh, but he has to be wary of the age up 4 hussars. Adding a corral or a stable with the 1k wood. Positioning his hero here could see a town center, and exactly that's what he does. So these guys are actually, kind of mirroring each other, both going for the fast fortress with their civs, but both playing a little greedy. Uh, Cherry getting the TC wagon with his age up bonus, now shipping in Spanish gold, which will deliver 330 coin. This card has been nerfed a couple of times, used to be 400 coin per shipment. Now it is 330 coin, but I think still a strong card. Queuing rods and adding a stable. Yeah, I think this is a good option. I think Spain does need dragoons in this matchup. Rods may not, just rods may not cut it, but we'll see what composition Jerry will go for. Now going to scout with this hero, sees the Vakina rifle rider combo. One thing to note about the Sioux units is, these rifle riders, they are actually a dragoon type unit, but they counter heavy infantry like Rodoleros. Look at that, 16 times 3 damage versus heavy cavalry like a standard dragoon, but 3 times damage versus infantry and 6 times bonus versus artillery also. So yeah, these guys are pretty good. Uh, Melancola slowly going for the push. Jerry even adding the second rack, shipping Falks. We'll have the first big engagement of game one. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, almost sniping our villagers. Let's switch to the defender's POV. We'll pop the Falconets, probably at his home TC there. Ooh, could the Rifle Riders go for a snipe? Does Melancola see it? Melancola does see it! Ooh, one Falconet already lost. There's the 6x multiplier coming clutch. Oh man. Uh, this has to be a good trade for Melancola. But now getting snared by the rods. Minutemen coming in. Ooh, he has to micro for his life now. He has to kite. But I think Meloncola will be happy with that, you know. Su and Wachi ships do not have any falconets or artillery in H3 usually, so it can be pretty tough to deal with a big falconet culverin mass. And he has gotten rid of the most dangerous European Civ H3 unit, that is the Falk shipment. What about Jerry? His follow-up is 9 rods. Now going for the classic Skirm, 2 rack Skirm Rodolero composition. No veteran Rodoleros yet. Does have 200 wood. Let's have a quick look at the stats of the Skirms. Who wins in a Skirm war? So Elite Wakina Rifles 107 HP, slightly higher attack than Skirms, same resistance. But I think these guys are slightly cheaper than Skirmishers. I think Skirmishers and Wakina trade kind of evenly, given the cost. So what did Melanchola go for? 1K wood followed by all three army shipments. Um, what did Jerry do? Jerry sent the Spanish gold, then went for the Falconet and Rodoleros. Ooh, but Jerry is on berries now. Look at that, 1.1 food per second versus just 0.69. So yeah, this Sioux pressure is actually, denying any potential fast hunting gathering. But now Cherry, having 2 racks, is now taking the skirm lead and is being able to push off Melancola. Remember, Melancola lost a few of his early skirmishers in that trade at Cherry's base. So yeah, ooh, will Melancola decide to go in with these 5 elite riders reinforcing? Remember, both elite rifle riders and the Sokina rifle just chew through these rods. This might be a good engagement. But the follow Lancer shipment comes for Jerry, which could be very clutch. Let's see. Rifle Riders on the Lancer, but the rod catching the elite Rifle Riders, and the Rifle Riders are melting to the Skirm and Rod. And these Vakinas, what is the reinforcement from Melanchola? No reinforcement in queue. Jerry still has 4 Lancers left, mostly on high HP. Ooh, this is looking rough trade for Melanchola right now. And remember, behind this, Cherry has a better eco. So he's sending in the 3 Dock Soldiers, queuing Elite Rifle Riders and Vakina Rifles. That's his combo of choice. Does have a respectable eco here, but Cherry does have the better eco with the Spanish Gold and having 2 town centers. Okay, getting a good trade on the Lancers with with the Elite Rifle Riders. Is Melanchola rebuilding a war hut somewhere? He doesn't have the wood to rebuild his war hut, but could get a good pop of dog soldiers. There are very few rods left by Jerry, almost no anti-cap. Ooh, good pop. And remember, these guys are so strong. These guys are have same HP as an Imperial Hussar. And look at that, look at that. This could be the swing that he needed. The rod reinforcement shipment from Jerry coming in, but might be a little too late. Already has cleaned up most of the skirm with his dog soldiers. Now rifle riders on the Rodoreros, one Makina shooting. Does he have fill in the town center? Not yet. But actually doing a decent job at microing now. But yeah, Cherry still has the big military mass and even sent the 1K wood behind this push. Yeah, this was a good trade for Melanchola, but will it be enough? So he will be able to stabilize for now, but behind this, he only has 33 villagers. And look at these guys, these are idle for a bit. Cherry with the 45 villagers and even adding the third TC for map control and even potential scaling with his economy and shipping rod compact behind this. Uh, so yeah, the scores tell the story. Cherry is in a commanding lead right now. What is Melancola? Melancola shipping 8 villagers. He does not have any military shipments left right now, and all his villagers are sort of idling, walking around, and Melancola calls it GG. Well played by Cherry. Well played. Let's have a quick look at the post game. I do want to see this, kind of different Spanish FF from Jerry. He did not start the trading post and he did not send capitalism. Instead, he went for 700 coin, 5 wills followed by the 700 word. His HC was at around 715, which is a respectable time for Spain, but he aged up with the bishop and he did not make any units in transition because his 700 word came in late. Look at that military graph. Meloncola with the fast H3 uh, was sort of had the military advantage, and I think he had a very promising push, catching those two falconets for free. But then, with the Minutemen and Rodolero snare, Jerry was able to take a sort of even trade, and then I think he just had the better eco tempo with the Spanish gold, and this fight just went too well for Jerry with the Lancer reinforcement. It can be a bit hard to kite all those Rodoleros when they get in melee with the Lancers. And yeah, Melanchola just took a bad trade here, sort of stabilized here under his TC when the dog soldiers popped in. But yeah, it sadly wasn't enough. And behind this, you have to remember Jerry had the better eco. He had the villager lead because of the 5 villagers, and he had the Spanish gold. So yeah, I'm not a Lakota player, but I think Lakota could did have a window to push a little bit faster in H3. Perhaps that could have worked. Not very sure, but yeah, good start to the series. Let me quickly update the score, and we can dive into game two. It's going to be Jerimuno Sports versus Melancola's Otto on Sagwene. Let's dive right into game two. So we have Jerry in blue playing the Portuguese civilization. Remember, Jerry was the winner in the game one, so he had to pick first. So he chose to go with Portuguese on the Sagwene map. We saw even Isa doing this yesterday, and we have Melanchola counterpicking that with Ottomans. Interesting. So we have the winter spawner Sagwene this time, which means you cannot build anything around this area. So it can be hard to place, the second TC to maybe cover the water. But we'll see if either of the players elects to go for a water play or not this map. So Melanchola going for the classic trading post church and chopping wood for a house. The classic Ottoman start, which is the new meta now. Jerry going for the trading post. I do not see him uh, chopping any wood, so it's going to be the 10-10 start. Could be the infamous 10-10 FF nowadays, where Portuguese can age before 6 minutes and have a fort and a TC right outside your base. Ooh, Jerry even getting a nice scout treasure, which really. Oh, we have a treasure contention here for between these two guys. Oh, this could be rough. This could be rough for Melanchola if he loses the treasure. And he could even potentially lose his hero here. Jerry has the scout. This is a 100 wood treasure. Wait, who gets it? I think Jerry gets it. Ooh, dream start for Jerimuno. Gets steals the 100 wood treasure and gets the snare on the Ottoman hero and will be probably be able to kill the hero as well. Oh man, that's rough for Melanchola. Remember, guys, it's just not that Jerry got 100 wood, but he denied his opponent 100 wood by stealing the treasure. So it's essentially a 200 wood swing in age 1, which is so big. And actually, uh, Jerry decided to adapt to this 100 wood and immediately dropped a house and is queuing more villagers now. Interesting. So let's have a look at their decks. So Melancola's Auto is a pretty standard land deck. Has all the primary H2 shipments, the crates, the units, and the H3 shipments. Unfortunately, no Lionheart-esque revolt or FI strategies from this deck, I presume. What about Jerry? One versus one, any, etc. So it does look like a fast fortress deck. Does not have many cards in H2. H3 is stacked with all the shipments, 3 organs, even some boats. So it's not going to be a hard water boom. It's probably going to be an FF with some potential, sending in a frigate to defend or, to potentially counter water. Meloncola even deciding to send the second card in age 1, which is the capitalism card, and dropping down a market. Bit of a greedy playstyle. I like it. I think versus poach you can be a little greedy than your typical Ottoman play. Yeah, Jerry's macro looks like a standard FF macro. So Jerry seems like an FF enjoyer. Will he be able to kill this well? I don't think he'll be able to kill this well, but certainly being very annoying here. Aging up with the Philosopher Prince, that gives you 500 food. Another signal that he's going to go for an FF strategy. Because if you want to stage 2, you usually go with the Quartermaster, which is the 400 wood politician. So this is all signaling to me like an FF. I'd be very surprised if he goes anything else. Even adding in a market now. So did go up with the Pretorias. Ooh, nice scouting by Jerry. Does find the some FP villagers from Meloncola going forward. Remember, Meloncola's hero was dead, so he cannot potentially, scout what Jerry is doing. So Jerry placing his second town center right at his trading post. He wants to defend this trading post and scouts the barracks from Melancola. Interesting. Maybe looking at a FP from your opponent, you might be wiser to go back and have a defensive town center near your first. But Jerry has balls of steel. This might. Let's see what Melancholia is queuing. Starts with the 5 Jans, queuing in the steel traps. First shipment card of choice is 700 wood. What will he add with the 700 wood? Will he add a second racks? Maybe an artillery foundry, maybe a second trading post. Yep, he goes for the second trading post. What about Jerry? I want to see what Jerry ages up with here. Will he go for the fast age? Will he go for the 6 Cazadors? Yeah, pretty standard build. Pretoria 700 coin into 700 wood FF. Still scouting for some treasure, getting a nice 80 EXP which will help his FF. Remember guys, this forward TC does not have any villagers right now. Just this one villager. So there is no TC fire to kind of stop this trading post from getting sieged right now. So Jerry is aging up the exiled prince. So that is the fast age. So we'll have to see where he pops his third TC also. And meanwhile, under all this, again finds the auto hero and will be probably be able to kill it. Also using his hero, remember this guy has 16 range and 15 attack to slowly whittle down the HP of the Janissary. What about Melancola? Researching stagecoach and adding this an artillery foundry which Jerry actually scouts. So it's a standard Jan Abus, but with pretty good eco behind this. He has gone for capitalism, he has steel traps, and he has the stagecoach, which came at the perfect moment, given that he has seized his enemy's town center, sorry, trading post. Jerry's third TC being dropped right uh, behind his base, kind of, giving cover to this back mine and saving this hunt, covering his hunt, kind of. Melancholia deciding to go back. Jerry started with the stable, going for the dragoons. Dragoons are always a strong option versus Ottoman. Apologies. Uh, Jerry might want to rebuild this trading post. Exactly what he does. He knows the stagecoach is in. What about Melancholia? He is going to the south of the map, sending in crates. He wants to fuel this Jan Abus mass. Let's see what these guys can do. Back in the day, Ottoman was famous, Jan Abus being sort of weak to dragoons, who Jerry getting a nice one villager raid from his dragoons. Yeah, I was saying that Ottoman was notorious of being sort of weak to dragoons because dragoons do well versus fine versus Janissaries, and Abus are not the best counter to dragoons. But I think now they have this 2.25 multiplier and they do fine versus the dragoons. So let's have a quick look at the ecos. 17 villages for Ottoman, decent market tax, has 2 trading posts. Jerry on 25 wills and 1 trading post. So Jerry is ahead in eco and will outskill eventually with the 3 town centers. Setting in the Casados now. which is the right counter. Ooh, catching these five reinforcing chants. That's pretty smart play from Jerry right there. That's exactly what he needs to whittle down the Ottoman mass. But he might get flanked here, using his hero to snare Minutemen popping. Uh, let's see how Meloncola will micro this. Deciding to go back, but bleeding these five or six units for free, kind of there. And Minutemen do very well. Minutemen and TC5 do very well versus Abus. And we have to remember that these Cassados in H3 do outrange H2 Abus gunners. So this will be pretty hard for Melancholia to push in without any cav. Remember, Cassados outrange and outspeed both Abus gunners and Janissaries. Do we have a potential stable or a 3 Delhi timing from Melancholia here? Not right away. Stagecoach TPs are on coin, sending the crates, going all in on the Jan Abus mass. What about Jerry? Jerry just shipped the 8 Cassadors and he is going to keep massing Dragoons. I think he has enough Dragoons to deny any, potential 3 Delhi shipment or even an 8 Delhi batch. Even sending the Halberdiers right now. I think this Halberdier card signals to me cover for the eventual organ guns or, even as a unit to potentially siege this forward base. Look at that. In just a couple minutes, Jerry has shot up from 25 villagers to 36 villagers. Comfortable economy lead, score lead, ahead in age. Will Melanchola try to follow him to age 3? No, decides to keep massing with his crates and stagecoach economy. Uh, Now sending in the 5 Janissaries, cancelling that and going for the Delhi now. This is looking a bit hard. Not sure how you can break a Portuguese TC in H2 with this unit combo. When Cassados outrange you, TC5 does well versus the Apis guns. He has so many goons to deny any Delhi switch and the potential for 3 organ guns to come in and just clean up your Janissaries. Let's quickly switch to the defender's point of view. What is Jerry up to? Jerry trying to go for a Minuteman trap here, saving his villagers just in time, going for the Minuteman. Will he go in with his halbs? Putting the halbs in cover mode, pretty smart from Jerry there. Cassados and Dragoons doing work from the back. Minutemen shooting, halberdiers in cover mode, soaking up so much damage. 400 HP in cover mode versus range damage, remember guys. Even using those villagers on the Abyss gun, Jerry's micro has been very good this series so far. Ooh, the DC fire, the dragoons, everything just collapsing. That was a good trap by Jerry. Janissary sieging this fight, not what you want. But now Jerry has the critical mass to just trade versus Janabas even with his dragoons. Now in a commanding position with much better economy. He has double the villages of Ottoman at this point. Yup, and Melanchola calls it GG it is. GG it is. Hmm. Yeah, the economy was actually quite similar. Actually, the resources gathered because Jerry was bunched up in his TC for quite some time. But just, not sure Jan Abus is the right play here versus a Port's FF. I believe Melanchola needed to age somehow. He did have a nice start, but yeah, it's just so hard to push into the Portuguese space. You have extra town centers, you have Minutemen, you have TC Fire, which does so well versus the Abus guns. Game 3 potentially could be the decider. Jerry is on match point. Uh, Melan- Jerry has to pick first. Melanchola will go with the counter pick. And we have another Rush versus the Dutch matchup on Painted Desert. I think we saw this matchup yesterday. Uh, even Haza versus Brown Sound. Yeah, pretty interesting matchup. A classic legacy matchup. I don't think this matchup has changed much at all, despite all the meta changes. But we'll see what these guys will do. So Jerry sending his hero and his extra envoy middle of the map to I think get the cows. What about Meloncola? Meloncola also going towards this side, getting 25 coin. What I'm interested to see is the start. Will either player go for a market or will they just, save their resources? Russia would like to save their resources for a blockhouse. Dutch would like to save their resources for the bank. Yep, both of these guys just electing to leave 100 wood on the map. I've seen Maito and some players even going market start with Dutch actually with good treasures. Can be pretty strong. Jerry though, Jerry is a wild cattle rancher, getting 4 cows on this map already. Let's have a look at Meloncola versus Meloncola getting 2 cows. So yeah, small age one win for. Oh, but will he steal this cow? Will he be able to? Wow. Okay, so it's 3 cows each. Meloncola with a cheeky cow. Snipe, should I say? Where is Jerry's heroes? Yep, I don't think he'll be able to get that cow back. But he's getting a tasty 130 coin treasure. Look at that. Wow. His macro though, he is on 93 coin. He will get idled a little bit. I think he wants to, but yeah, now sending 3 wheels on coin to get the 100 coin. And I think, yeah, I think earlier he was macroing to save for the treasure because you want to make 12 villagers and send 3 as Dutch. But he realized that will cost him idle time, so why not just mine the extra 7 coin? Good awareness by Cherry. Uh, let's have a quick look at their decks. So pretty standard land deck. Uh, has all the standard cards. Even has Spice Trade for. I think it's a very good card on this map. 20% gather to all hunts and berries, and even extra yield from those. Uh, remember, Painted Desert has lots of big beefy hunts, so that could come into play. Don't usually see that too much in this matchup, but could be a good late H2 card. Yeah, Jerry going with the 15 will age up. Oh, but his wood line. Look at this tree line. Look at all that idle walking time. Oh man, this could actually hurt Jerry's macro a bit in H2 because Jerry needs to gather 350 wood, 350 food for a bank, and also get 100 coin for his villager. So all this walking to these far away tree lines could hurt him, but we'll see how he manages. Jerry's a good player. And he had that 130 coin treasure. We got a hero on hero action. Vodka versus Jan block. Mm, I do enjoy, shots of Russian Stolichnaya. The Russians do make good use of the potatoes. Melanchola with the forward blockhouse, dropping it right between this choke. I like the blockhouse placement. Has Jerry scouted the blockhouse? Not yet, not yet. So does manage to gather for the bank now, but will he get the bank in time for H2? Although he does have the EXP already and has 100 coins, so that would not matter. Usually you want the bank to be built before H2, so you get the XP from the bank to get the shipment in H2. But given his, treasure gathering skills, he was able to get the shipment right away. So let's have a quick look at Melanchola. Yep, looks like standard Russia macro, no market yet. Could be a kind of an all-in pressure. What will be the first cards? Patching 5 Musketeers and following the 5 Cossack standard start. Let's have a look at Jerry. Jerry electing for the bank wagon and the stable start. Interesting. Interesting. Sometimes in this match, sometimes you do see, 700 wood and 3 banks, even into town militia. But Jerry deciding to start with the stable, which I like in this matchup. Uh, Bank wagon will give him extra. Okay. Uh, the bandwagon builds very fast, so you won't be able to deny that. But look at this Russian timing. 5 Musk at 5 minutes in your base already wreaking havoc, falling with the 5 Cossack. One good thing was for Meloncola is he started with the Musketeers versus the stable start, which is exactly what you want. If he had started with the 10 Stellet, it could have been a big blunder. Now getting in the market and the hunting dogs. Will he patch another musketeer patch or will he go for steel traps? Now that is the question. And what will be his follow-up shipment? Let's have a quick look at Jerry. Jerry following up the bank wagon with the 700 wood. Put the right amount of wills, just 10 wills in the TC to two shot musketeer. I think you could even just get away with putting 8 wills in TC. Ooh, would he be able to catch this Cossack patch? Ooh, but Melancholia trying to lure him into his musketeer mask. This might not be good for Jerry here. He is now putting more Huss in queue. But yeah, lost a lot of HP for that Cossack kill. Oh, but look at this hurting though. That hurts, man. That hurts. And is he going to lose this villager? Ooh, nice snare by the hero from Melancholia as well. And he will catch this villager potentially. Yes. Oh man. Now Jerry sending in the 8 pikemen to help him. Oh, losing another villager here. The lack of market and not getting great goats is really hurting Jerry here. But I think the main issue is his husband is hurting. And even getting in the Minutemen now. Not the best pop of Minutemen will be able to clean these 3 musketeers. I think Melanchola will be happy with that start, following the 5 Cossack pressure with now 700 wood. Let's see what he likes to do with that. And even, okay, not going to lose that villager pulling back now. He can't trade well with his minute. And 8 pike shipment coming in. Melanchola has to retreat to his 2 blockhouses. Jerry might get a decent raid here. Hero snaring, Minutemen shooting, Huss snaring. Pike could be potentially put in cover mode. Will be able to pin this uh, Musk patch. But the second blockhouse goes up and Jerry can't stay here too long. Remember, these guys have 1.5 bonus versus cavalry. These blockhouses are pretty good. And this is not enough to siege here. And he would have more units coming in. Yes. 5 more musketeers popping in, 700 coin on the way. Mancolash. Yeah, Jerry has to go back. Uh, Maybe not the best trade for Jerry, losing like how many pikes? 4 pikes and a hussar for those 5, 6 musketeers. But Jerry has now managed to stabilize and get those crucial hunts in. But losing another villager. Oh man, this is brutal. Will another go down? Okay, just in time. Goes back just in time. Let's have a quick look at the ecos. 3 banks, which are like 12 villagers on coin and 20 villagers. So he's on 32 villager eco Jerry compared to 26 villagers from Russia. But getting in a nice raid. Jerry getting some payback for those dead Dutch villagers. Getting 2 there. Might get a third, but decides to pull back. This map does allow potential for a lot of raiding, guys. This is an open and kind of a wide but short map. There is not much rush distance, but it is an open map, so you can read quite a bit. And Jerry has good APM to make that happen. Now actually adding 5 skirmishers to round out his composition and get trade sources. These musketeers. But I'm not sure Jerry wants to stay under 2 blockhouses. Russia could be popping 4 Cossacks from these blockhouses, and this is not enough siege. But Jerry reinforcing with another patch of 5 hussars, getting a good trade versus these recruits. But this is very risky. Look at Melanchola, even popping poruchiks, which are Russian halberdiers. Blockhouse shooting. Where will the strelets pop? I think with the strellet pop, he might be able to hold. But Jerry continues to siege with a spike. Got one blockhouse down. But Melanchola's macro, nothing in queue. Uh, This is looking a bit rough. Does he have a stable at home? Okay, he does make another blockhouse, queuing another batch of 5 musks. The pikes are whittling down, trying to deny the siege, but another good 3 husk shipment from Jerry to reinforce this push. Oh man, I take my words back. Jerry with the clutch push, or putting the musk melee on the skirmishers. That was a nice pop, but not enough. Another 5 patch. Get this patch popping here, adding in the second blockhouse, add here on his hunts, sending in the 4 Cossacks now. Actually electing for the 5 Porucheks instead of the 4 Cossacks. Not sure about that. Jerry with the good scouting has his envoy here, knows where the next Russia base is, and decides to immediately go and pressure there. A nice 5 musk patch will deny Jerry's push. But Meloncola does need a stable. Do we have a stable yet? No stable yet. Remember, Dutch composition is going to be mostly Skirm, Hussar, and you do need those Russian Cossacks versus that composition. To be fair, Meloncola does have decent eco. Jerry is in the lead. He has around 37 villager eco, but only now getting in the hunting dogs and the tier 1 upgrades. Going for infantry HP here rather than the crates. Hmm, interesting. Now Jerry is trying to find the hunts, and will he find these? Oh man, this will be a big raid. This is a big raid. This could be a GG raid right here. So many villages on low HP will lose. At least 2 have already gone down. Third one going down. Fourth, fifth. If Jerry has good Spitfire. Fourth, fifth, sixth. Oh man, so many villages lost. Oh man, this is not looking good for Russia now. Russia trying to go for a counter push. He does have a very big infantry mass, but now Jerry going back to intercept this, getting in a counter raid of his own, but he might just get trapped by Jerry's army here. He has to be very careful here. Remember, these skirmishers outrange all Russian infantry. Jerry just going straight for the kill. Remember, these Russian infantry have the mass, but they are weaker than regular musketeers, putting them in melee versus the cav. Strelets on skirmishers. A good reinforcing pass from Meloncola, but this is just getting cleaned up by Jerry. Jerry focusing the Ruskits with the skirm, and Meloncola calls it GG. GG. Ooh, that was a lot of action going on, but yeah, I think I do think Melancholia had a good early age to push. He got a couple of Dutch villagers. He did have a good trade with the Hussars. He did force the Minutemen early from Jerry. It was actually looking good for Melancholia right here. But Jerry the Wizard pulling Huss out of his wizard hat, getting good trades, using the 8 pike effectively to get the blockhouse down, catching all the Russian mass one by one at the blockhouse, and just had a superior unit composition. Even though he might have less military pop, he did have the better units here. We saw a big Russia remass here, but it was just strelets and musketeers versus a superior scum Hussar army. And yeah, Cherry had was on top of his micro, had that big GG raid right here. Russia losing like 6 villagers. Had that early raid also near the mid block house, getting 2 villagers. It looked scary for Jerry at one moment with the good early H2 trades and his hunts going away. But yeah, very well played by Jerry. And I think Melancholia not adding Cossacks and not shipping the 4 Cossacks uh, you know, did lead to his unit composition just being inferior.